everyone.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah. We have a really cute uh, box today. It
This
is a
is,
vintage, right? You go for it. You tell
I
us.
don't know. I
It's
thought
your.
you were doing great.
Oh, okay. Let
This
me
is
let me do
yeah,
this.
you do it.
It's okay. So here we have a vintage wood model of a 1952 uh, jewelry box, and you can get it for only 19.99 today if you purchase it right now. Dial
Or 17 payments of $12.
dial 1-800 up your ass now and we'll give it to you.
That was good. That was
Great.
good. Send that
Anyways,
into whoever makes commercials. Hire
right.
her.
Yes. Anyways,
Okay,
it's actually
so
really beautiful.
yeah, this is what houses my jewelry usually. So this is our oh, I thought that one
She's
popped out.
ready. We got all the little topics. One flew out.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That one's sticking out too. All right. Ooh, we've got exploration and play.
Oh, fun. I love that. Okay. So our topic from the up your ass gorgeous antique is exploration and play. We love, actually, no, I'm serious though. Your thing is so beautiful. The case. All right. Let's shuffle.
I don't know why it's making me laugh so much. I have a label maker, so I might actually put that on the box.
Please send a picture when you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a card. Let's see what has flown out for us today. Whoa.
What?
So cool. I like where this is going already. Four of
Ooh,
Cups.
four of cups. I love that image.
Thank you. Yes, same. So Four of Cups can, excuse me, pardon me, can be about having cups around you, but they're not filled or they're tipped over and there's only like one cup left and you're sort of feeling like mm, not depleted. You could feel depleted. You could feel not enough, like there's not enough
Hmm.
around you. You might feel bored, LOL, literally. Speaking of exploration and play. And in this card as well, within the design that I did on my tarot cards, it's like a split version of yourself almost, where it's like you're maybe not operating in the full, complete version of self. Like you're splitting
Mm.
yourself and sort of to me, and I'm actually just going into the podcast more and less about the card, but it feels to me that we see these things happening to us as separate from ourselves.
Hmm.
And whether it's like good or bad, the separation can create like this view where you look at it and you go, wow, that sucks. And you can do, in quotations, nothing about it. Whereas when you
Mm.
embody it and bring it in with yourself, um,
It's like
then we can do
processing it.
something about it,
Mm.
right?
And
So,
it's great because the card itself is a picture of a man, a beautiful man, and he's holding a broken piece of mirror, is what it looks like, or glass that also has a image of his face on it. So to me, when I first saw the card, I thought it was a mask that he was like pulling
oh,
off
no
of himself.
way.
And so when you're talking about like splitting the self, that kind of makes sense because sometimes we go about life in this state of depletion when our cups are
Mm.
empty, but we're continuing to fill other people's instead of our own type of thing.
Mm. Buzzer moment, golden buzzer.
I have
Yeah,
a feeling we're gonna laugh a lot today. I don't know. I just like it's already begun.
we don't know where this is coming from. It's always coming from exploration
Oh,
and play. Don't we know? Huh?
that's
Don't we
right.
know? And
Sweet. Oh,
also
I love
kind of
it.
like from a place of like fuckery. You and I talked a bit before and you know, you're in your spring era right now, which is great. And mine was a little bit more not subdued, but a little bit more tender and sad and stuff. And so like the Four of
Mhm.
Cups, but whether it's like a coping mechanism or also it's literally an avenue for me to still explore and play during some tougher
Yeah.
times. Like I'm fine, everything's like fine, really, but at the same time, like it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm still allowed to make jokes. I'm still allowed to
Yeah.
laugh and have humor and
Yeah.
play, you know? And
It's
I
like
think
the
that's
medicine that helps us, I feel like, through tough times is
right.
laughter and play and stuff.
Yeah, and I think also when it's like genuine too, like even if mine are a little bit snippy and a little bit sharp today, it's to me that's very real, you know, like
Yeah.
and that might evolve as we speak here too, which great. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same time, like to me, these moments, and even when I used to talk about my sex tape stuff on the other podcast, The Unintentional Porn Star, like it was always real. And it might have been sharp sometimes, but it was very reflective of what was
Yeah.
actually going on. And I feel like to me, that truth, that connection of truth and taking on the fucking shit sometimes, it actually lets me like release it in these ways,
Yeah.
whether it's crying or laughing or making a terrible joke
Totally.
that just feels fucking good to say, you know? So I don't know. So I think
100%.
it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you were kind of alluding to this before start the recording and share with you guys. We sit and we talk for a while. Like we catch up. We don't just jump right into business quotes because this doesn't even feel like business, to me. It's like so fun. But but I think that is also maybe it, it's related to the Four of Cups in a way, like, because it feels like the opposite, maybe. Like, I feel like if we were to just jump right into business and like start talking, be like, all right, what are we drawing? Like,
Mhm.
I would have a feeling of like it feels like our connection beforehand of just like catching up, talking about life, sharing challenges and successes. That feels like it fills my cup so that we can
Mm.
pour out again to everybody else. So.
That's so nice. And that's really cool too, because even like exploration and play, it's so funny. It's almost like I viewed our connection when you were speaking, whether I don't know if you were alluding to this or not, but what was coming forward for me when you said that was our time before is this exploration and play. And sometimes we play in the mud and sometimes we're in the sand and it's pouring on us while we're exploring and playing. And
Hmm.
then we get to come in and we come in with full cups. You know, we come in with all these integrated versions of ourselves to bring the conversation forward, which is super cool. So
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
saying it's super cool because I love these types of conversations for real.
Yeah.
A lot of the work that I do with people, and I would say specifically working with me, and I'm sure other people too, but in developing connection with people, it's about integrating all parts of yourself and all parts
Hmm.
of your experience, your reality, you know, and
Hmm.
and it's about like honoring in the Four of Cups, it's about honoring the broken pieces of self, or it's about honoring those cups that are empty. It's not about
Hmm.
trying to fill them up with something that's not real. It's not trying to convince ourselves or gaslight ourselves into exploration or play. It's like we want to honor every broken glass. We want to honor every broken cup. We want to honor absolutely everything. And then we can make a mosaic cup. And guess what? That exploration
Hmm.
and play and the way you're rebuilding your life is so, how fucking beautiful is that? You know,
Hmm.
this mosaic of your experience. And it's like sturdy. You can make it like sturdier and thicker and
Hmm.
oh my gosh, and fill it with just like water. And if water's in there and then it's reflecting because you've made a mosaic in the sun, like what? You know, it's honesty, it's the truth, and the word authenticity too comes forward because in your authenticity, in your truth, even in your Four of Cups moments, is when you can really find that shine and go into that space of play for real, you know, and
Hmm.
connect in ways that you're building into your future in a real sustainable way,
Hmm.
where it's not
Yeah.
collecting broken pieces and you're using a stick to try and glue it together. No, that's not your truth. What do you want to use, you know, to
Dude.
really
Yeah.
build that together? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Good
Mm.
points there. Because what I'm hearing you say is that we have to honor all parts of ourselves, not just the fun, happy, playful parts, all the joyful things, but the hard parts too. And so I have another box. It's over here on my um altar, and it's like similar to the one that we drew out of. It's just maybe 3 times as big. And actually, I think it's a cigar box. Like it's one of Eric's old
Yummy.
cigar boxes. But something that I've been experimenting with and playing with and exploring is this relationship with one of my hard parts of myself, a
Mm,
challenging piece, which is my inner critic. And we all have her or him. We all got them.
mm,
And they take on all these different forms and they say specific things to us sometimes, or we feel certain ways so we know they're present, right? If you've ever felt like not good enough, that's usually your inner critic's probably behind that. And so, as you're talking about kind of creating a mosaic, so something that I've been experimenting with is when I have a thought that I can identify or a feeling that I can identify that is a critical, like an inner critic one. Like, for
mm,
example, I don't feel like I'm a good enough artist, like if I'm drawing something.
mm.
That is an inner critic thought, right? And I would label that. I'd write it down if I have paper handy and put it in the box. And kind of like maybe like take a breath with it or something. Release this right now. Sometimes it helps me in the moment, sometimes it doesn't. And the mosaic piece comes in when I'm at a specific phase in my cycle. I've learned that during ovulation is best for me because it's when I feel the most confident, when I feel kind of the strongest in terms of being able to deal with life.
Mhm.
I will do a kind of a ritual with the box and I'll light a candle, I'll take a few breaths, I'll shake it up, and then I'll take one out and read it. And I usually create a video about it. Lately, that's what I've been doing. Or I'll
Wow.
write about it, or I'll draw about it or something, you know. I don't think I've actually drawn yet, but I've written about it. And so it's just been oh again, it's this way that um lately, right, that I'm exploring, I'm experimenting with how to meet this part of me that I struggle with so much, you know, that I hate sometimes and that I want her to go
Wow.
away. But
Mhm,
like you're saying, that doesn't really work in the long run. Like, I'm
mhm,
not a therapist, but I've been to lots of therapy
mm.
and
Got
I've
one
been through a lot
scheduled
of
in 2 minutes. Just kidding. Just,
actually,
just
and
joking.
and usually pushing away, repressing, neglecting, that works maybe for a small amount of time, but it's not typically sustainable for a long periods of time. And so I just wanted to share that as you were sharing, you know, honoring these pieces that are broken, right? Putting them back together. That's
Mm.
one way that I have been experimenting with doing that.
Like, honestly, holy shit. Wow. I am in awe of that, and it's not that I haven't done things like that, but there's something about you speaking about it, whether it's how you're navigating it or it's you or something, or I'm tapping into your like that process. Like, I am just in awe of what you're doing and how you're moving through that. How, like, I almost can't even express the sensation that I'm getting. It's very
What's it feel like in your body?
it's in my stomach. It's like, it's almost showing, it's not a flower. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna say it as a flower. I'm not sure what it is. It's a flower going like it's covered up and it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling I get when you're talking about what you're doing is that it's slowly opening your solar chakra, the
Mm.
shine chakra.
Mm.
And it
Yeah,
just
power.
is the express, like, yeah. And also, I'm sort of working through this in real time with you. It's
Yeah, love it.
the process of naming it and the way that you're connecting with it is pretty unreal. I don't know how many people have the courage to do that.
Mm.
If I was to take, I did this once a long time ago where I wrote it on a piece of paper, everything that I thought about myself. I think it was everything I thought
Mm.
about myself, whether it was good or bad, and I
Yeah,
put it
just
on the paper. Holy, that changed my life. It literally, it shifted so
it's
much within,
cathartic.
right? And it's like, and it also, you go, oh, it, it's like it's not a separation because it's embodying it, but it almost, bear
But
with me,
maybe
it
a little
does
sense of
separate it
detachment.
at first.
Yeah.
It separates it, the inner critic, or the disconnection. This sounds so ironic. It separates you from your own disconnection. It separates you from that voice that disconnects you from your power,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
your
yeah.
essence, right? And how powerful
Hmm.
to create that healthy discernment, separate. Like, I'm just going to keep using, you're separating yourself.
Hmm.
You're separating yourself from that voice that takes over and kind of tells you lies in a way. It's a lie, but it's also coming from a truth, right? Like, it's coming from a
Yeah,
wound,
at
or it's
one
coming
point, maybe it was
from,
really helpful and it helped you survive or whatever.
right.
Yep.
And really, us as, as these gorgeous souls, like, we are so much truth. We are so much power. We are so interconnected. We are so beyond what I think we can even comprehend. And it just feels like the exercise that you're doing, whether other people want to try this or not, is you're calling parts of yourself back. You're calling your soul
Hmm.
back. You're putting your soul together in a
Mm.
way of like allowing your human self to embody the full version of your soul. How
Mm.
freaking whoa is that?
Well, and
Like,
I have to say
whoa.
this was not my idea. Okay. I read
Mm,
about this in the book Wild Power,
mm.
and
Yeah,
their
speak.
suggestion actually was to do it at a different phase in the cycle. And I've tried it. I think they suggested to do it during like luteal phase, because
Mm,
that's when you really meet a lot of like
right.
your shadow and hard parts of yourself, typically for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Um, but it was too difficult. I could not. It was like it was already so much of a
Wow.
battle. Like it felt like we were at war. So I was like,
Wow.
how the fuck am I gonna sit down and have a conversation with this person that I'm like actively fighting in this season?
True.
And so I think I had a discussion with at the time I had like a menstrual mentor,
Mm,
and so we discussed like, and I thought maybe I should do it during ovulation. And she's like, yeah, try it. And so
mm.
that's what I'm trying. And actually, I think I posted this in my Facebook group a while back, like a picture of my box when I just like started it. And I was like, yo, like ladies in this group, what would you do with a box full of your fucking inner critic thoughts? Like, what would you do? Would you
Yeah,
burn
right.
it? Like, what would you do?
Do I
And
open
this
it and all the demons come streaming out? What do we do? What do we
like
do?
Pandora's box. Shut it! Shut it! Um, and I think like one lady said something about you should go on the road. And I was like, go on the road? And she goes, yeah, like turn them into jokes and go on the road, do some like comedic gigs. And I was like, oh my
Whoa.
God. Yeah, there were some really cool
Oh
ideas.
my
It was
gosh.
sweet. So it was like a combination
Dude.
of like reading about it, of my own, discernment, and then other people as well. We never do anything alone, right? So
Aw. I
yeah.
love that. What a
Yeah.
tribe you've built too. Also, if people want to find you in that face, or women want to find you in that Facebook
Yeah.
group,
Yeah. It's called Pleasure Positivity for Women. And yeah, it's on Facebook. I think we're almost at 4,500 women now. Like pretty, I
that's so
know. I
exciting.
know. And I
That's
mean,
really
and I still
beautiful.
am active in that group, but just FYI, if you join it, there's a lot less in there because my new space is the sanctuary, and that's what we are like
Right.
transitioning to. So,
Right.
so yeah, if you want more info on that, you can find me on Facebook and
You
just
can
message
find the
me or something.
Facebook group and then go to the sanctuary, which I am in, and it is really beautiful.
You
And
are.
everything,
Yes.
your spaces you create are just so fulfilling and cared for. Even
Thank
with
you.
space in certain areas too, it's still really well cared for, just energetically from you. So I highly recommend
Thanks.
women going to those groups for sure. Um, you can
I
hear it
had a
here
thought
too.
about just a little plug.
No,
I
no, I
also,
mean, like, you can hear it in your voice, your care, and your, that's what I,
oh, I see.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I had a thought about when you were talking about separation, kind of like basically another word that I've heard used there is transactional or detachment. So
Mm,
like if if those of you are listening, if anyone's familiar with internal family systems or parts work, right? It's a type of
mm,
therapeutic methodology. Um, and that's exactly what you were describing, basically,
mm,
is like, okay, so there's a part of us that, we call our capital S self, right? It's like our higher self. It knows
Mm,
everything. It's centered and calm and grounded. And then there's all these other parts, right, that have spun off from us throughout our lives. And I'll just stick with the inner critic thing because that's what we were talking about. And so, in order to have like a transactional experience or like a separation or a conversation with these parts of yourselves that maybe are difficult, you do have to like separate from them in a way,
mhm.
right? You've got to be like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm over here and you're right there. It's similar to like talking to another person, right? Like they're separate from you and you're kind of sitting across from them,
Mhm.
speaking to
Mhm.
them. So that I
Mhm.
don't know, that was just something that I wanted to tack on to as well, of like that type of separation to become whole, you know, you
Yeah,
know, type of thing.
it seems like ironic or even like kind of ass backwards to be honest, but at the same time I wrote the word detachment down, which I'm a huge fan of detachment, and for some reason that word
Hmm.
didn't land when I was talking about what I was talking about. I was like, no, separate. And I think
Hmm.
that I still love the term detachment, and
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to it here because I feel like fuck, this is so complex. I do feel that maybe this could be like a step by step. I don't love doing step by steps because it's different for everyone. But for this specific conversation, first we separate. We look at it, we're talking to it like a friend. Then we find a version of connection. I wanted to say attachment, but like connection to it. We connect with it, we listen to it, we listen to that person. We
Hmm.
understand it. We care for this person. This is us, our version.
Hmm.
And we do attach to some capacity to what we're hearing, right? And we're going, oh fuck, like that's landing, like
Yeah.
that's landing in
We're
my system. Oh my
understanding.
gosh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it here. I'm doing this. I can't believe I felt that before. I can't believe I thought I was a piece of shit. Like, what the hell is that
Hmm.
coming from? And then
Hmm.
from this understanding, we can, work with it, love it, hug it, care for it, and create a
Integrate.
healthy detachment from there, right? So it's like
Hmm.
separate. I'm just using really terrible words. Separate, attach,
No, yeah.
detach,
Yeah.
like separate,
Nice.
attach, detach. And then that way this detachment is it's still like there if you need it. You can also just be like, you know what? I need you to go to a different planet today. Cool. And then you're like, actually, tomorrow I need you a little closer because there's something that's coming up. And so then it's
Yeah.
not controlling you. You are the one that's witnessing it and moving with it and like giving boundaries to it as well. And
100%.
yeah, and it just creates this like different relationship with these your own narratives and stories
Hmm.
and things that you're moving through. I wanted to ask you
Beautifully
what
said.
thank you. I wanted to ask you what the version of transactional. I don't understand the word transaction in that. Can you help me?
Yeah, yeah. So the way that it's kind of been described to me and how I see it is like when I'm when I'm not identifying with something and I'm seeing it as separate, I can have a transactional experience with it.
Oh,
We can
I see.
exchange information instead
Oh,
of identifying with all the
got it.
information it's giving me.
Wow. Okay. I was like, is it tit for tat? I was like, no, I know it's not that. So
Yeah,
that's
more like an
beautiful.
exchange.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Because I
Gosh,
think you make such a good point. It's so important when we have like so we separate and then the attachment piece is like or connection, right? You said
hmm
is us trying to understand this part's purpose. Like
hmm
why are you here? Why are you saying these things? What is your
hmm
job?
hmm
Like those are the types of questions I get asked in my own, in my own therapy when I'm going through this
hmm
work and
hmm
I'm in this state of separation with this part. And my therapist is like, okay, let's ask this part some questions. Like, why is it here? What's its
Exactly.
job? So you're trying to
Exactly.
understand it,
hmm
right? Which then creates that kind of attachment or connection, I think is what you were talking
hmm
about.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a healthy detachment, and it's
Yeah.
also there's been parts of my journey where I move away from certain words, and I think now,
Right.
even using the word like transactional to me is a big word, and using the word separate is a big word, and it's like that's
Hmm.
okay. I think that having the understanding too of what we mean by that is really important as well, and also for ourselves and for you listening too, like create your own experience around words. They do mean so much. They hold so
Yeah.
much to them.
Play
At
around,
least in
explore.
my world, some people it doesn't, and great. Like, but anyways, I think that's great. I also think that the travel with it or whatever your the woman in your group said, like, or like drive with
Yeah.
it or something like that.
Go on the
Like,
road.
so funny because I've always wanted secretly someone to write me a stand-up set so I could just fucking go out there and do it. But I'm like, oh my God, it writes itself. Like,
Really,
just put all the shit in the box and it writes itself.
dude.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
so
I thought it was a pretty creative and wonderful idea of how to like
genius.
just again interact and kind of fuck around with
Yeah.
your these parts of yourself that are difficult, right? Play.
Yeah.
It's a form of play,
Yeah. Yeah, it
right?
really is. It really
Yeah.
is. You want to slash yourself on stage in front of other people. Do stand up. Just
Have
kidding.
fun. Dude.
It's so much more than
So
metaphor.
much
It's like the
respect
closest
for
things that other
comedians that do
people.
that because I cannot. I don't think I could.
I would so do that. I just don't, I don't know. I don't know if I
Here, I'll
maybe
give
don't
you my
have,
box. You
right,
can use my
right,
box.
exactly. Well, that's the thing too, is like that's exactly it, is when we like explore and play, and if we, however we decide to share it, whether it's with ourselves or journal or with
Hmm.
other people, like how relatable, you know what I mean? Like I could probably take the majority of the things in your box and be
And be
like,
like, yep,
oh
yep,
fuck, you know what I
yep.
mean? And so that's like, so that's why it's so cool also with you sharing your experiences and holding these spaces. It's such like it creates like a relatable experience where we get to go like, oh whoa, I do that. Oh whoa, like I do that
Hmm.
too. And
Yeah, or I think that too
sure,
sometimes.
right, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and I've been learning a lot too, like just being completely candid here, how annoying and like we don't need that shit. We really don't need we do. Trust me, I also get we need it. I totally get. Bear with me. We don't need it. Like really when you think about it, once you've been able to understand it and care for it, it's like I don't need that anymore. Like I don't want to feel like I'm shit because I'm actually really not shit. And like I don't need
Yeah.
any of that. My soul's awesome. I'm fucking awesome. I'm a fucking tube of things and weird things living in this really cool soul. Like let's meet. Like
Yeah.
want to
Let's do
chat?
it. Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it for me and I'll just stick with the inner critic thing because that's what we're talking about. But there's also the inner perfectionist, the worrier. There's all these different things that I've
Mm-hmm.
labeled um and named over the years, but uh it's the delivery that I have a struggle with a lot of the time because
What do you
once
mean?
I like her telling me, my inner critic telling me that um why did you even become like a coach? You're not any good at it. Like
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Like that delivery shuts me down and then I actually start to question myself too, like fuck, should I be doing this or whatever? And I think once you can get to a healthy separation, I'm really using the word healthy in there because there's been plenty of times where I have separated from her. Been like,
Right,
listen, peace
run,
out.
run. Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a gummy and fucking forget about you for right now. Bye. Like, and sometimes that's great, but sometimes it's definitely me like avoiding.
Right.
So, when there's a healthy separation and you can get below or underneath whatever it is that she's trying to tell you, I'm
Mm,
still
mm,
trying to like understand in my own journey right now with this if because I've read, right, that every part has a purpose,
mm,
or it did, right?
mm,
Even your inner critic, when it says the nastiest, meanest shit to you, there's something underneath there. There's
mm,
something there for you. And sometimes I'm like, yes. And sometimes I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't think there was anything there. I think she's just being a bitch.
mm.
Like
Yeah.
I'm still kind of, I'm still in the process of like figuring out what that means to me, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, but the delivery is where I get pretty stuck in my own process. And it's just difficult to
Mm.
do all the shit by yourself sometimes. Like it's a lot easier when you have a person, a therapist or something
Yeah.
leading you through like facilitating these conversations
Yeah.
with yourself.
Your fucking tribe too. Like all
Right.
envision is just like this tribe of people, us included, just sitting and fucking talking through this shit. And,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Right.
Cool, right?
Um, and I think that what you said, when you go down under and you, and you get real close with her, that was bad. The second part
That
was
was
bad. First
good.
part was
No,
pretty
that was
good.
good. They were both great. They were both great.
But and I think I don't know if this is what you mean by delivery, but the delivery has more care too. Like when you
Hmm.
meet those parts of
Yes.
yourself, like you can deliver them with more care, like being like, I feel like shit. Oh, that's you feel like shit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The delivery
Okay.
definitely changes, I think, as you continue to build a relationship with these parts of yourself. And but
Hmm.
that's the hard thing, right? Like that's the part that I think for me at least was the hardest step, the hardest obstacle to get over was like, okay, I can't just like ignore these parts of me anymore.
Hmm.
I can't
I
just
really
push
don't
these
think we're meant
asides.
to. Like I really
I don't think so
truly
either.
we can, and trust me, people can. People can. I see it all the time too
Sure.
in my work, and that's fair. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your own connection or disconnection or whatever. You have your purpose and your lessons to learn in your life, and go do it however
True.
you want to,
Yeah.
right? Like, and love that for all of us. And the more that I'm working for myself, embodying this work, and have done a lot of the inner critic work and stuff, and of course, still connect with
Hmm.
that very much so. But it's like I just, I don't know. I lost my train of thought a little bit, but it's just this ricochet, like, just like, we don't fucking need it. Like, it's so necessary and it's so beautiful, but it comes to a certain point, maybe, or maybe this is where I'm at in my growth journey or my spiritual journey too, is just like, cool, awesome. Actually, there's no need for that to be here, like genuinely.
Yeah. Thank you for
Um,
sharing. I'm choosing this
yeah.
path. Yeah.
Ricochet, far, far away,
It's a great song.
Such a good song. I
Such
don't
a
know.
good
I
song.
don't. I feel like I'm sitting on something and I don't quite have it yet. So we can
Yeah.
continue speaking. But there's absolutely something coming up from my stomach to my heart and even into my throat now of
Cool. Well,
what we're
just it'll
talking
come.
about.
Just
Yeah,
give it some time. It'll come up.
definitely. It definitely will.
Well, maybe we go into exploration and play a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Fuck
we've
yeah.
been kind of going into like the splitting self, and we've talked about that quite a bit.
Harry Potter. What is the seven things that are separate? I need all of those to be
The whole
powerful.
crux.
The Horcruxes. Thank you.
What the hell was what was the was
I don't
this
even
you
know.
pretending to be Voldemort?
Yes. This is my Halloween costume covering my mouth. I am Voldemort. Actually, I should cover my head so I'm bald.
Oh shit,
Okay.
that was hilarious. At first I was like, what sci-fi character is she being? And then I heard Harry Potter. I was like, oh, okay, we're in Harry Potter world.
I
Who
was
are
like,
we?
I don't even know if anyone can hear me on this, but it just had
Oh
the voice.
no,
I hated the
that
voice.
was great. That was great.
Yeah, let's fucking talk about exploration and play. I love that.
Exploration and play.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh,
Hmm.
ho, ho, ho.
Let's see. I feel one thing that's coming up is
What are you looking at?
the
What are you look?
ocean.
Oh.
Just staring off into the ocean, which is like totally gonna, is a total trigger for exploration and play for me, even though there's fucking sharks and poisonous snakes here all of a sudden. What the fuck? I don't know if that's real or not. There's a lot of sharks. Anywho, regardless, um, yeah, I'm staring at the ocean thinking of exploration and play. And I think in what I'm facilitating in my work as well, for certain people, because we're all at different places, but for some people, the conversation of in the notion that we deserve play and joy. Like it's just like we deserve
Mm.
it. Like it again, it kind of I don't know where my energy's at today, but I'm like, it just is. Like we're here
Mm.
to enjoy. We're here to explore. We're here to play. And in fact, that's your brilliance. That's your vibrancy. That's what you add to the world.
Mm.
And yes, do I feel that and we talked about this before, the exploration and play that emits from our system when we integrate the truth is so much more powerful. When we integrate all these parts of self, when we integrate
Oh,
the
uh-huh.
all of
Okay.
these things, it really facilitates like a really vibrant, amazing, powerful play and exploration that is absolutely
That's
magnetic and
relatable.
contagious, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I can't remember, I don't know if it's like Dolores Cannon is her name. I might be butchering that. And there's a bunch of other spiritual people that I love listening to. And they're literally like, no, like we're here to have joy. We're here. That's it. That's your purpose is to,
Dude, yeah.
that's it. Like,
Yeah.
simple. You're like, wow, simple as fuck, knocking your head on the table. Like, fuck, why can't I get that? But, I really do feel like it's our right to,
Yeah.
and it's our duty to explore
Hmm.
and play. And I feel lately I don't know why, but I don't know if it was from healing or where I'm at or what. The artist in me was being suppressed and it was being judged and it was being shunned.
Mm.
And I'm not honestly, I think it was out of pain and trauma of like my dance community and like how I felt that there were certain people that just like ripped a part of my soul out of me and I left dance and
Right.
tried
There's
not
a
to, but was,
history and a past that you
yeah,
have with it. And so maybe that was
right.
being resurfaced somehow.
Yeah, and I was like desperate for it at the same time. And I think I created this really weird relationship with being an artist and sort of like separating from myself in a very unhealthy way, where I
Mm.
removed it as like, that's just an old version of me. I'm changing. And then as I released it and let it go, I started to see these really beautiful, joyful, playful moments of artistry come back into me naturally.
Mm.
Like I released
Yeah.
it, I separated from it, I detached from it, I let it be. I almost let it go. Like I mourned recently
Mm.
these parts of myself that I loved and I let them
Mm.
go. And I thought
Yeah.
they were forever going. I thought I'm not going to be doing any more dancing or choreography. Like I let it go. And it was really weird. And it also felt not true, but it was true to where I was. And
Right.
in releasing it, I find like, oh my gosh, there she is again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
can
like the death and
feel
rebirth cycle. Yeah.
right. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm an artist. I'm sorry. I'm a creative. Like, fuck that fucking noise. Thank you so much. Like, and then it's just like life is great again. It's not that easy, but it is
I
that
love
easy.
it. I love it. I mean, it sounds like, what I feel like a lot of us experience in different forms when we go through different chapters of life, of like, there's parts of our identity that we shed or
Mm,
that we release,
hmm
and we don't know, right? The
mm,
caterpillar doesn't know that it's going to be a butterfly. Like you don't know if that's a part that's going to come, how it's going to be reborn. Like it can be reborn as something completely different or something similar. Like we don't know. That's the whole part of like the faith part of it, as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. Because that's scary
Hmm.
it's so
Oh yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
You have no idea, but how brave too to be able to do that. And
Very
then,
courageous. Yeah.
right? And it's just like that connection with just like the bravery and the realness of you. And it just creates, again, this really dynamic, magnetic form of play, form of exploration, form of
Mm.
expression. And it's like so invigorating
Yeah,
for
it's fresh.
people.
It's Of course it's fresh. It's like talking
Yeah.
about spring, right? Like
Yeah.
like, the winter time, that's when things die off, right?
hmm
So in this scenario, whoops, there was a part that died that you let go of, and now you're moving into spring and it's like it's being born and it's like fresh and new and there's new parts of it, but some of it feels, similar maybe because it's the same plant, but it has a different color of flower this time or,
hmm
something like that. So,
Definitely.
yeah,
But yeah,
man.
and now, and t- I don't know how you feel in you said you're in spring, and we sort of related to some aspects of your life earlier to spring, but
Hmm.
that spring feeling is really nice. It
It
is
really
so
is.
nice, and I feel like too there's an element of permission, wrong word, permission to have the right to play,
Hmm.
to have the
Hmm.
right to be play, or sorry, fuck, to have the right for play to be your truth, to have the right
Mm.
for joy to be
Yeah,
your
or to let it be
essence.
your compass,
Oh my God. And
Totally.
like, how, I
And
don't know, I
spring
just
is
like,
such a great time to practice all of that because
right?
like through the menstrual teachings that's through Red School that I've been learning over the past 2 years is like it's a time to kind of take risk. They
hmm
it can it's they give an example of like, okay, springtime is like you're like a baby chick and you're just being born. So take it slow, but you got to take risks. You got to learn how to fly somehow. So
Woo!
you got to get out there. So it's like you're like stepping into the world again, anew. And it's like, dude, it's endless analogies. It's so
I
great.
I love it. And also the version of my chick was running around smashing into walls and being like, "Wah!
You're like, get the
Woo!"
shell off me. Fuck.
That chick won't stop. Oh, there she goes again. Oh, there she goes
There
again.
she
Oh, she
goes.
fell.
But that's the whole point, though, too, is because if we don't take risks,
Hmm.
then we just stay stagnant.
Hmm. Hmm.
And taking risk inherently means that you will fall because that's a
Hmm.
part of it.
Hmm.
And learning to get back up and then
Hmm.
try again or try something, that within itself is just a beautiful lesson that we all learn over and over
Hmm.
and over again in different ways, you
It's
know.
so interesting. I love what you just said. And I feel like much of our world has like trauma around play. And
Mm,
like, risk, like you're saying too. If you do something, don't do it. What
like
if?
something bad will happen. Is
Yeah,
that
what
what you
if?
mean?
If you
Oh,
play, someone's gonna tear you down. Yeah,
mm,
probably. Online especially. But
probably.
like, you know what I
Online
mean? But like,
especially.
yeah, 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 especially online. Get ready, put on those play boots because you're walking deep in judgment. Anyways, but like, sure, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, what about the other side of it? Yeah, absolutely. Play comes with mess and risk, and you fall and you get
Hmm.
shamed on whatever.
Yeah.
And,
And
and holding that piece of play for yourself because you deserve to
yeah.
play
Yeah.
still.
Also think
You-
about the joy that you experience. Think about the
Mhm.
like um the uh, type of skills that you get to learn, like
Mhm.
there's all kinds of things that are like rewards from it, like you've heard of the phrase probably like big risk, big reward type
Mhm.
type thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and the big
the
reward can
risk, the bigger
sometimes be
reward.
really interesting, but still, like, I don't know. There's different ways of navigating everything, but I just
Yeah.
think why not? Like, I don't see a
Hmm.
problem with that. It's your relationship to it. If that's your truth, go for it. If you also move slow and steady, that's your truth, go for it. Like, that's your version of
Yeah.
your play and your expression.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the trauma our society has around play is like, stay down,
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
down.
Once you get out of like childhood and adolescence,
Mm.
it's hard to find that playfulness again. And
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why, speaking of identities shedding and new ones being born,
Mm.
my one of the identities that I've been, I think it's still continuing to shed is like being completely adverse to becoming a mother. And
Mm.
right, and now I'm starting to uh dip toes into considering that. And I wasn't really planning on talking about it, so that's as far as I'm going to go right now.
Great.
And
Aw,
but I
Telled.
think thank you. And I think part of that curiosity is seeing how wonderful it is to uh connect with my own inner child and my own playfulness when I
Mm.
am around children, like and it's honestly, it's not just my own. Like, obviously, if it's of a stranger's kid, I'm not gonna be like, hey, you wanna go play? Like, that's weird. But if it's like people's kids that I know or whatever that are my friends, like, there's this kind of, there's their imagination is just like it's hard to even imagine in my own mind what their imagination is like because it's
Mhm.
so
Oh.
far, it's so long ago that I experienced that, and it's
Mhm.
fun to like have a
Mhm.
make-believe game with them and play a make-believe
Mhm.
game. And so I don't know, that's just like some connection I'm making to my own identity shifts around that, and a part of it is definitely this connection to playfulness that is sometimes maybe hard to connect with as an adult, as we age.
Definitely. And what a way to express like play and what a way to connect with exploration and play through having potentially a child or being around children, even. Like that is
Hmm.
such a gorgeous avenue to
Yeah.
hold that level of like curiosity and openness around play. And I think
Hmm.
something too that's coming up And I'm so curious to see what other people's expression or pathway is with exploration and play. I think
Yeah.
like looking back at my time in Toronto, and also I'm embodying the artist again, so who knows what's going to happen coming forward. Yes. But my tribe in Toronto was a really cool way to bridge being an adult with play, because as
Hmm.
artists, I was around comedians, I was around dancers, and we always came up with the thing of like, when are you gonna get a real job, and when are
Dude.
da 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 da, and it's like it was really cool looking back to be an adult and be like, actually, let me try to
Hmm.
incorporate play into being an adult. Actually, I think it's really actually it's needed here.
Super important. Yeah.
And I think it was like I'm so grateful for that time because
Mm.
I really got to see that it's not bullshit. It
No.
isn't bullshit. It's actually
Yeah.
like so necessary. And it's
Yeah.
where, I don't know, us as artists and people, like again, it's not just artists. In this essence of play is where we can really truly connect with people and you make a
Yeah.
difference. And like when
And
you
you can
connect with,
experience joy in
right?
in a time that's maybe difficult,
Yeah.
Like
And
it's
an
pretty
expression
important.
of that through whatever next phase in your life is, whether that's, moving back into your creative self, as well as moving into motherhood, as well as not, as well as go, as well,
Hmm.
it's like, I don't know. I just think the play is such a magical sensation, and play also brings forward like the essence of presence. But I think that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a different conversation. We've talked a lot about
Sure.
presence in our things,
Yeah.
but there
Yeah.
is an essence of presence in play too, because you're in this
Yeah.
magical world, whatever
Yeah.
that magical world is, and whatever expression it is, even a real conversation can be playful,
Hmm.
just conversation.
Like every single one of
Speaking
ours.
of,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I
I
really
think
just
that's
like,
why we both have found ourselves like in uh types of roles that are connected with the body, because I feel
mm,
like the body, I mean, it's it houses such wisdom beyond what I could even try to explain,
hmm,
but uh maybe it houses the wisdom of play,
exactly.
you
Like we're
know, and
given this gosh darn body, or we're in this gosh darn body, like
hmm
it's a
yeah.
like, yeah, woo, like bring the play out through that body,
Yeah.
woo.
Like, would we be able to experience play if we didn't have bodies?
Yes.
Oh, tell me, how so?
Well, this is solely, I feel like, from how I'm viewing, um, I don't even want to call it death any, like right now. Like, yes, we have a death.
Uh-huh.
We die. We have a
Sure.
body that dies. The soul, from what I feel connected to, and
Yeah.
is that it's everlasting and it doesn't have a body, and it experiences so much joy and love. Like people, when I'm obsessed with near-death experiences, and one of my friends died and came back to life, and
Oh,
um,
wow.
like it's just what I've seen is it's just love. And it's just this
Wow.
loving and light sort of sensation and feeling, even though actually it's in darkness. But whatever, that's a whole nother conversation, and it's so cool. Um, but to me, I guess with the essence of the soul being everlasting, and all of these things like the play and love, like it is. And I think that's why too, for me, and even how I'm feeling lately, and even in this conversation, is like, well, it's actually so easy. It's actually what we're supposed to do, is play
Mm.
and explore.
Hmm.
We're actually supposed to be in love and play and light, and
Yeah.
I don't mean that in terms of like everything is light and it's
Yeah.
so
Like
pretty. It's
everything is
like
sunshine and rainbows.
your soul understands every fucking thing you've been through. It knows it
Yeah.
all and it can see it all. And so it's
Hmm.
not running away. It's not disconnecting from the parts of yourself. It's actually being like, okay, cool. There's the lessons, there's this, there's that, and you are just love. And I think also the people of Indonesia in Bali very much embraced that for me, and we're a
Mm.
representation almost of just being like, oh, but I'm just stuck in traffic for 4 hours and I'm feeling great and I'm just having playing some good tunes, or I'm chatting with a friend on a motorcycle beside me and I'm just fucking,
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it. That's
I like that. Thanks for sharing. Yeah,
yeah.
that was lovely.
Yeah.
I you know, I like hearing that perspective because um in my world, you're like one of my like spiritual teachers.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
so if somebody asked me that, like, can you feel play without a body? I'd be like, dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know. That is not a question that I can answer. So, so yeah,
I
no,
love
I,
that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and also like, even for anyone, myself, yourself, and anyone listening too, like what does that mean to you? What do you feel? Because, just because
Yes.
I'm forking this out and this feels so much like truth to me, like that doesn't mean that it has to feel like that for anyone else.
Yeah.
What kind of
I
fork are
love
you
that.
using?
Oh,
Are you
yeah, there you go. Like, what kind of fork are you using? Just because I'm forking
Are
this
you using
out.
a knife? Do you like hunting? Do you use a spoon? That's really cute and soft and so,
Well, and
like
also if you think about it, like would we would not be here in this capacity in this way without the exploration
Mhm.
of the people before us. You know what I mean?
What
Without
do you mean? No, wait, what?
like all the people that came before us that discovered technology and the
Uh,
advancement of technology and learn,
I
like
see.
we would not be having this discussion in this way without
Hmm.
exploration being very, very present in our culture as humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's so necessary. Like the
Yeah, it's
inventors
important for
or
our
the,
evolution.
right? Oh, absolutely.
Right. But I
Absolutely.
think, and here's the play part, because I
Mm,
think if you just innovate, innovate, innovate without play, then
mm,
you get like crappy shit.
mm.
Then we get like these like companies that are like, hey, let's make this addictive as possible. Like stuff like
Totally.
that.
Yeah.
So, and t to me, I don't know this for certain, but I would wager that they're probably not connected to a very playful place. You know,
Agreed.
you know, maybe a
Absolutely.
greedy place, maybe a
Yeah, like
lustful place,
a gross, greedy play, but they're like,
a
yes, I love
gross
this. This
place.
is so playful. And it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
maybe a
stop.
fucked up playful place. No, but yeah, I think they go hand in hand that way, right?
I agree with you.
Because
Exploration as a
if you think of it
play.
the other way, like if you
Yeah.
just play, I don't know, let's see, if you just play around with no exploration,
Well, to me, it's like a
that's
level
probably
of,
fine.
well, sure, it is probably fine. But also,
It
no,
is fine.
I feel like what you're saying and whether or not the words are exact, but I do get it because
Yeah.
if you're just playing and you're not, the exploration to me is a point of connection. It's a point of like embodying or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Thank
even
you
if
for
we're bringing the words
the
forward
words.
that way and the meaning of it that way, I agree with you. Like there is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
essence of like, are you embodying it or are you just ta like avoiding or disconnecting and just being like, I'm playful, I feel happy, and you're like, do
Yeah.
you? Do you? Let's sit down for a minute. Let me stare at you and see
Or
what
are you
comes up.
just deep in your coping mecanism right now? Hmm.
I feel like a good way to see if someone's really okay is just to stare at them.
Yeah, in silence.
The I used to do that in acting class where you just like would stare
Oh my
and
gosh.
so much
So
came
uncomfortable.
up. Like you can see it. Oh,
Yeah,
gee.
man. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. A lot
So
of
if you
good
can see
stuff
all the
today.
cups around you, if you can see all those cups, four of cups, 15 cups, one cup, if you can see them and really recognize them and see them for what they offer you, what they are giving you, what they provide you, you can work with them and build something really fucking cool. Um,
Mm.
and you can just express that expression to yourself, to the birds, which Aubrey loves. We can express that however we want to, and how cool that we get to connect to life that way. I don't know. It
Yeah.
just feels really special.
Yeah. Life's
Mm.
pretty sweet. Life's pretty
Mm.
special.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank you for this life, universe.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Woo. Let's go get some suspenders. Let's go on a walk. Just want to snap them as we walk.
You
Snap,
want to snap
snap,
them?
snap. You're like, Rebecca, shut up. Snap, 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 snap. Scaring the birds away. One of the birds is gonna love it.
I'm
Just
in
go.
my play. I'm in my play era. Sorry.
Go play somewhere
Playing right now.
else.
Exploring on my walk. I love it. That's great.
Oh, cute.
Uh,
Well, thanks everyone for being here and let us know your
yeah.
thoughts around the Four of Cups, the
Yeah.
cups that are half empty, half full.
How do you experience exploration and play in your
Right?
life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe how do you end up splitting yourself when you mean to, when you don't mean to? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of different a lot of different places we went to in this conversation. So
Yeah.
pick your part and tell us about your experience, your life.
How important is play in your life on a level, a scale from 0 to 10? 10
0
being
to 10.
important.
10 being the most important thing ever, 0 being nothing.
Yeah. That's honestly, where are you at honestly with it?
Where you
Great.
at?
Namaste, bitches. Oh